Okay. This is the 1995 Donegal minor final, and the ball is in. It's Ardara against the holder St Eunan. Shane O'Donnell in possession. On his own 70-metre line, he sends the ball forward, looking for Harn inside there. Harn got a hand to it, but couldn't hold it. The ball's knocked forward there by McMonigal, but it's picked up by John Waters. John Waters fouled, and it's going to be a free. He knocks the ball forward. Stephen Kildare gives it back to centre half back David Diver. David Diver plays a long ball forward, but David McGinley will pick that one up. McGinley, wearing number 8, knocks the ball inside there to Adrian McClafferty. McClafferty knocks it out to the far side to Huey. Huey Lennon now in fact in possession. Lennon knocks the ball forward. There was a bit of holding going on. The referee spotted it. It was a foul on Kieran Harn by Jackie McHugh, and it's going to be a free into St Eunan's from the 45-metre line, and Kevin Wunson will take this free. St Eunan's with a number of players who played in the senior championship semi-final a couple of weeks ago. Kevin Wunson and David McGinley were both in the starting lineup, as indeed was Shane O'Donnell, so they certainly would appear to have the age and experience. But Ardara, with 12 of last year's final side, led by their captain Connell Doherty, who's wearing number 13 but in a roving role. Wunson kicks this one with the right foot, plenty of height and plenty of distance, but no accuracy whatsoever on it, and it's going to be a kick out for Ardara and their goalkeeper Conor Curran, who plays for their junior side, who are through to the senior reserve championship final, and he will take this one from the age of the small parallelogram. St Eunan's going for 3 in a row, and no St Eunan's minor side have achieved that since 72, 73 and 74, but they certainly have a very talented side here, although a lot of changes from last year's winning team. Conor Curran coming, kick out's a poor one, but it should be picked up by Kevin Byrne. Kevin Byrne has it. His shot blocked by Shane McBurty. The ball, however, picked up by Hugh Byrne. Hugh Byrne plays it down very close to the sideline, out over the sideline. In fact, it's going to be a sideline ball to St Eunan's, and Ronan Mulligan will take it. Ronan Mulligan plays it in, looking for Shane O'Donnell. Shane O'Donnell got one hand to it. Huey Lennon knocks it away from Shane, and it's picked up by Connell Doherty. County minor this year, and a very, very skillful player. Connell Doherty solo running his way forward. He's made about 40 yards, still going, knocks the ball forward, takes the return pass well, just couldn't take the return pass. The idea was good, but he couldn't get it. Shane O'Donnell knocks it to David McGinley. McGinley knocks it out to Ronan Mulligan. Mulligan knocks the ball forward, looking for Harn. Harn gets one hand to it and knocks it down, and it's picked up on the far side by Stephen Crossan. Stephen Crossan plays the ball out wide, not a good pass, and it's picked up by Hugh Byrne. Hugh Byrne has it under pressure, plays out to the far side looking for his midfielder, and it's Brennan, another county minor this year. Brennan has it, cutting inside. Good strong run here by Brennan, coming inside the St Eunan's half. He's been chased, loses possession. The ball's picked up there by Paul O'Dowd, another man who played for the St Eunan's seniors this year. O'Dowd plays the ball out to the far side looking for Stephen Crossan. Wasn't a good pass, close to the sideline, and John Waters allows that one to go out over the sideline for a sideline ball to Ardara, and David Diver will take it. David Divers is a poor one, gives it straight to Kevin Wunson. We're wearing 14 but playing corner forward. Wunson forcing his way forward. Wunson still going, he shoots, and he shoots wide and holds his head, and Shane O'Donnell, I think, telling him to take his point. Conor Curran will again take the kick out from the edge of the small parallelogram, so a chance missed there by Kevin Wunson. Curran's kick out, a better one this time, out to the left. Stephen Crossan fists the ball down, but it's picked up there by Francis Diver. Only hasn't got it up yet, but he has now. Francis Diver deep inside his own half, thought about the pass, got better off it, left-footed ball forward. Long ball forward, and good challenge there by Adrian McClafferty. Centre half back does well, but almost lost possession. Paul O'Dowd does lost possession. Well, he's got it back again, all a little bit scrappy at the moment. O'Dowd coming forward. Wunson has it. Wunson under pressure from 2 defenders, fouled by 2 defenders, and will take the free from about 40 metres out and a couple of yards inside the sideline. Kevin Wunson, last time he got plenty of height, plenty of distance, but didn't get the accuracy. And here he comes again. Chips it short instead. Shane O'Donnell comes and takes a good ball. Shane O'Donnell trying to get away from his man, held up, good tackle there by the Ardara man. O'Donnell drops the ball in, goalkeeper watches it, and the ball goes wide. And referee, not sure exactly what's happening there. Well, Liam Brown not too happy about something, but all seems to be okay again. Corner's kick out, picked up on the far side there by Stephen Crossan. Stephen Crossan with his right foot plays the ball in. Shane Sullivan trying to get onto it, but Shane Sullivan was fouled, and it's going to be a free, and well, it's going to be a free in. Yes, Pio. Well, that man, huh? Save your breath, exactly, because you've been on record before, Don, and your predictions haven't been too good now. So we don't want to be playing anything in a fortnight's time. Back to you. Well, P was always never short of confidence. Not much success, but plenty of confidence. Anyway, here's a chance for Connell Doherty going through. Good block there by Adrian McClafferty. Good minor final on here, and there's a bit of trouble. Are you staying with us here, Miles? Okay. That's... Thanks a million. Well, we're just almost 7 minutes into this minor game, and St Eunan's lead by 1 point to 0. They've had the better of things so far, but have missed a couple of chances. But the only point of the game came from a free in the 6th minute, in fact. Shane Sullivan knocking that over the bar with his left foot after he'd been fouled himself. But there's an injury here to a Ardara player. It could be Connell Doherty, their team captain. He certainly produced a couple of good runs so far with no end result. Unfortunately, it is Connell Doherty who's down. On that occasion he was bursting through, took a short return pass and was shooting for goal, but there was a very, very good block by the St Eunan centre half-back Adrian McClafferty, and Connell Doherty is down, and unfortunately it looks as if he's in a spot of trouble out there. They're calling for assistance from the sideline. He's already receiving assistance, but it looks as if they could be looking for a stretcher for Connell. This would be most unfortunate and certainly a big blow to Ardara at the start of this game, because he would definitely be considered to be their best forward. County minor this year, and he scored a couple of cracking goals in the final last year. But well, certainly that must have been Michael when he fell, really, that the problem occurred, because it was a good clean challenge by Adrian McClafferty. It was. I was whether it was in the falling or whether the rebound of the ball, one would hardly know from here, but certainly it wasn't a malicious tackle or anything like that. That looks like Dr. Jimmy McDade. Yeah, Dr. McDade has been called in from the sideline as well, so unfortunately things don't look too good. Peter Hughes is one of the linesmen, and they're actually calling for a stretcher here, and well, this is unfortunate in the early stages of this minor final. Big blow to Ardara, but obviously a big blow for Connell Doherty as well. There was concern immediately it could be they see, certainly it looks around the head, Michael, that the problem is. It could be when he fell, as you say there, that he came down on either on the ball or he came down on the boot. Caught a boot maybe or something as he was falling, but well, we'll emphasise again, it was a good clean block challenge by Adrian McClafferty. Connell Doherty was in full flight, and his momentum then took him forward a little bit and he went down, and unfortunately he hasn't got up. They're still awaiting a stretcher here, but unfortunately no stretcher. It will be a very sore blow to Ardara, because players of Doherty's ability are a rarity at minor, and we know what he's capable of, having watched him. Yeah, indeed. Well, this is a big blow. Well, this probably, just during this delay, will give us time to look over the overnight sports news. Miles has already mentioned some of it, but while they're waiting for Connell Doherty to be taken off the pitch, other GAA news: Intermediate Reserve Championship semi-final last night. Nevolton 2-5, Four Masters 1-10, and that turned on. A good night for the Irish. Ladies US Open, Steffi Graf beat Monica Seles. He's playing in her first major since being stabbed, of course, a long time back in Hamburg. 7-6, 0-6, 6-3, the winning score for Graf. Seles, as you can pick up from that scoreline, made her work very, very hard all the way. First set a tie-break, then Seles went through the second set in rapid time to win by 6-0. But Graf, one break of serve in the second round, won 6-3. Men's semi-finals, Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi beat Jim Courier and Boris Becker 7-5, 7-5, 4-6, 6-4, 7-5 for Sampras. And in what was none too nice semi-final, Agassi beat Becker 7-6, 7-6, 4-6, 6-4. Becker coming from 4-1 down in the third set, but not able to maintain the momentum. But just time to tell you before the resumption of this minor game that Lester Pickett has renounced his retirement, and saying he was tired of the struggle to maintain his race weight at 59 years of age. He'd like to stay in racing, but he'll miss the excitement of riding horses. He rode his first winner in 1948 when aged 12 years, and 30 classic winners since, 9 derbies included in that. He retired initially in 1985 to train horses, returned in 1989 after serving a 1-year jail sentence for tax evasion. So that's up to date with some of the news. We'll bring you the rest of the news and look back to the soccer action from yesterday at half-time in this game. But we're back with the action. Young Connell Doherty's been taken off. There's 13 minutes almost gone, but a lot of that has been for injury time, and Leonard Kildare has come into the Ardara team. They've got a 21-yard free here, and it's number 15 Jonathan Boyle, who was a regular scorer for their seniors in that marathon championship match against Niamh Connell, but he's pulled that one wide, unfortunately, and young Jonathan won't be too happy about that. So it stays St Eunan's 1 point, Ardara no score. 13 minutes gone on the clock, but in terms of action, much less time than that gone actually. St Eunan's are defending the tennis court end, the Ballybofey end here at McCool Park, and attacking the River Fin end. There's a little bit of a breeze blowing from the River Fin end, just indeed as there was here for the championship semi-finals a couple of weeks ago, but it is otherwise an ideal day. The pitch is in fantastic condition, and Ardara now on the attack. A chance for them. That one's drifting, but it drifts wide as well. That was Peter McHugh, a young man who played for the County Minors this year, and indeed was a member of the Ardara under-21 team as well. But Peter unfortunately pulling that wide, so a couple of chances for both ends, and the momentum has been broken somewhat by that injury to Connell Doherty. Connell has been stretchered off, and we have called an ambulance, and hopefully nothing too serious. Lovely fielding there by David McGinley. Knocks the ball on to Shane O'Donnell. The midfielders combining well. Shane O'Donnell looking for Kevin Wunson with the early ball, but Wunson misjudged it completely and is picked up in there by Jackie McHugh. Jackie McHugh plays the ball out. Good fielding there on the far side by Hughie Lennon. Hughie Lennon back to David McGinley. McGinley forward to Stevie Crossan. Stevie Crossan close to the sideline, snatches the ball up, but he's under pressure. Good tackling out there, but well, the Ardara man has it in fact, plays it up the line, and this is good play by Ardara now. Nice pace by them. David Diver coming forward from centre half back. David Diver gives the ball well. The short passing of Ardara letting them down, and there's a foul on the Ardara substitute. It's Martin Bennett, in fact, wearing number 16, who's come in, and Bennett did well on that occasion. And another free. This one's 40 metres out, basically dead straight in front of goals, and it's going to be Jonathan Boyle who will take it. If you just tuned in to Sunday Sport here, we're in McCool Park live this afternoon for the senior final between Killybegs and Niamh Columba, which has a 4 p.m. start. You'll be able to hear the whole game live. At the moment we're broadcasting action from this year's minor final, a repeat of the 1994 final that was played in Donegal Town. We're at McCool Park here today. The holders St Eunan's going for 3 in a row, taking on last year's beaten finalists Ardara, a free. Well, about 38 metres out, I suppose. It's closer than 40 anyway. Jonathan Boyle missed his last one from 21. He comes forward again. He gets hiked, but he doesn't get the accuracy again on that one. Pushed that one to the left of goal, and a couple of opportunities Michael missed. Really, we'd expect Jonathan Boyle, who played so well in the senior championship, to have scored both those frees.
Yeah, there's the type of opportunities that you have to grasp when they come your way, but I would say there's a little bit, it's a county final for minors, even though they have played senior. There's a little bit of tension out there, and they haven't really sat down yet, although Ardara have had their fair share of the game.
Peter McHugh drops that one in. Goalkeeper has it well, almost dropped it, but well, he seemed to have it under control there. End to Kelly now, going up for over carrying the ball. and it's going to be a free in, and the goalkeeper a little bit casual about that, Michael.
Very, very much so, and he was very fortunate that he got a second bite at the cherry there after dropping it, but this should be an easy enough one for the Ardara men to get back in even terms. 2
frees missed for Jonathan Boyle. This one's on the 14-metre line. It's slightly the wrong side for a right-footed kicker, but it's only about 5 yards to the right of the post, so we would have to expect him to knock this one over the bar. Here he comes with the right foot, and over the bar it goes for Ardara's opening score of the game. And that means the sides are level. St Eunan's 1 point, Ardara 1 point, 17 minutes almost of actual play gone, but a long delay for that injury to Connell Doherty, and that will mean we'd have a lot of injury time to add at the end of the first half. Well, we're short of football now because that ball actually went into the tennis courts.
The good thing about when Doherty was going off there, Charlie, I noticed he was able to rise up on the stretcher himself there, so
okay,
it's good to see that.
Good to see that, yes indeed. Dr. James McDade went off with him, but obviously gone off to hospital for treatment, and it appeared to be an injury around the head, perhaps a split. But there was concern about Connell Doherty. Immediately he went down, so obviously he wasn't going to be able to continue. Paul O'Dowd's kick out, looking for David McGinley. McGinley sees the fouler's man, but the referee plays a good advantage. Here comes Brennan. Brennan was fouled there by Shane O'Donnell, and it's going to be a free in. And another opportunity in Ardara, Michael, in the last few minutes, actually since the stoppage for the injury, have come much more into the game.
Well, that's normally, you can expect that to happen when a team loses a star player. They seem to, as it were, get revitalised and put in that little bit of extra energy there. An interesting point about Jonathan Boyle taking frees. He seems to try to hit them very, very hard.
Yes, indeed, and he has an opportunity here. This one, in fact, has been taken forward to where the ball dropped because it was a late challenge. It's on the 21-metre line, similar angle to the one he scored from a minute or two ago. Here he comes, chips it, and over the bar it goes again. So after missing 2, Jonathan Boyle has been successful with 2 in Ardara. The underdogs, would have to be said, going into this final, but when one considers that they have 12 of last year's team, as compared to St Eunan's only having about 3 of the players who played in last year's final, then perhaps it's a 50-50 game really here this afternoon at McCool Park. Ideal conditions and a short sleeve crowd beginning to build up on the far side. The central seated area beginning to fill up rapidly, and I'm sure there'll be a big contingent from southwest Donegal today. Packy Gibbons got hands to that, but the breaking ball comes down to David McGinley. McGinley plays a nice ball up looking for Shane. Sullivan couldn't take it. Shane McBurty strong in possession now. McBurty has it. McBurty been tackled, but he gets around the tackle. That's good play by Shane McBurty. Still going in. Shane McBurty shoots. Cross. There's a chance on the far side. Stephen crossing. Well, he waited on the ball, and the Ardara defender, it was John Waters on that far side, just got his hand to it. Good looking ball across by Shane McBurty. But the defender, well, a vital touch with his fingertips, because Stephen Crossan looked set just to take that one on his chest, and if he had, he would have been just outside the small parallelogram, and there would have been big danger for Ardara. But it's a 45-metre free, and Kevin Wunson, wearing number 14, to take this free. Long run as usual from Wunson. Usually a very accurate free taker, but today he's had a couple of opportunities, played one short and was well wide with the other one. Here he comes. This one looks to be good, dropping in, and the goalkeeper is forced to punch it over the bar. A much better looking free that time by Kevin Wunson, and that's his first score of the game. St Eunan's second point, and the sides are level at 2 points all. Looks to me, Michael, as if both forward lines perhaps have the beating of both defences here.
It does indeed, and the thing that is a bit noticeable at the moment is that the St Eunan's forward line seems to be just that half yard slower than the Ardara backs. They're getting to the ball there, and I'm sure it's something that they'll be looking at there, but all credit to those Ardara backs. They're getting there, committing themselves and putting in the effort.
Connor Kern's kick out, well fielded by David McGinley. What a fine young footballer this is. David McGinley looking for support, but the marking is tight, but he knocks the ball forward looking for Wunson. Well, he didn't take it first time, and now he's been challenged. The ball's on the ground. It's picked up there by fullback Jackie McHugh. McHugh kicks the ball forward. Adrian McClafferty trying to time his jump, and he did that very, very well. He's knocked to the ground, and it's a free to St Eunan's. And McClafferty thinking about the short one, but thinking better off it now, and plays one up the line looking for Kevin Wunson again, close to the sideline on the far side. Wunson doing his best to keep it in, but he couldn't manage it, and it's a sideline ball taken quickly into John Brennan. John Brennan plays the ball forward quickly as well. Paul O'Dowd comes out and gets both hands to it, knocks it down in front of him and takes it well. Plays the ball out wide here looking for Shane McBurty. McBurty on the wrong side of the defender, and the defender does very well, and that defender's Kevin Byrne. Kevin Byrne robbed, however, but is picked up instead by Hugh Byrne. In fact, that was Stephen Kildare. Stephen Kildare knocks the ball forward well, feeds it in there, and now there's danger here because Sean Hina is fouled by Hughie Lennon, and it's going to be a free. And another opportunity for Jonathan Boyle. This time it's about those 40 metres out, and this is a similar position to the one that he kicked wide a little bit earlier on, so perhaps having got that bearing, he'll do better on this occasion. 21, almost 22 minutes gone, and 2 points all is the score here. Jonathan Boyle strapping on his left hamstring. Long run up like Kevin Wunson for St Eunan's, comes, kicks this one and curls that one in very, very nicely. Well, he judged that one much better, didn't hit that one as hard and went for the accuracy. And 3 points from Jonathan Boyle, all three from frees, and Ardara lead by 3 points to 2. 22 minutes on the watch, but as I said, and I'll emphasise again, there will be a bit of injury time. It's
interesting, Charlie, that we haven't had a score from play yet. It's all been free.
That's right.
I think it gives an indication of the tight marking.
Indeed. Out comes the ball again, up goes McGinley, didn't get it that time, but Shane McBurty has it. He's got a man free in front of him, it's Shane O'Donnell, but McBurty's running on himself, and a strong run here by McBurty, knocks the ball in looking for Wunson again. Wunson not able to get his hands on the ball. He's had a couple of chances in there, Kevin Wunson, and seems just to take his eye off the ball at the vital time. The ball knocked forward well, fielded by Stephen Kildare. Stephen Kildare plays it into the middle. 3 or 4 players there, and is picked up by Paul O'Dowd. Strong play by the full-back, goes to ground, but the referee says play on, gives it to David McGinley. David McGinley looking for a space, but decides to go himself as well now. He's got Harn out in the corner forward position, but McGinley cuts inside. He's tackled, still going David McGinley, still going David McGinley. Well, that's a great run by David McGinley, and this will be a great score, but in fact the referee says no, it was a late challenge by David Diver, and it's going to be a free, dead straight in front of goals, and an opportunity for Kevin Wunson to level it again. Strong run by David McGinley, Michael, but the interesting thing was I think he was forced to run because the support for him was very poor.
That's it, there wasn't the movement off the ball that one would accept there to take the pressure off him and to take backside of his way. Actually, you had the St Eunan's forwards coming into the centre, blocking his passage more as much as the backs.
Kevin Wunson chips it and puts it over the bar. The umpire had a long look at that one, but didn't look to be in any doubt to me from here, but we had to just wait for confirmation. So it's 3 points all, and again a point from a free, so 6 points scored, 3 at each end, and we still await the first point from play. Interesting battle. They look to be 2 evenly matched sides, and that loss of Connell Doherty, Michael, obviously is a big one to Ardara, with the sides as balanced as they are, because he's a player who could swing it their way.
Well, he's the type of player who runs at defences there, as they say, and takes them on, and he's the type of player who has the ability to take scores as well. So a big loss there, but all credit to Ardara, the way they've knuckled down to the job, accepting the fact that they're going to be without him.
Here comes Peter McHugh in at full forward now. He's been tackled by 2 or 3 St Eunan's men, well tackled, half loses possession. Paul O'Dowd does well. There was a draw off the boot there by Jonathan Boyle, lucky to get away with it, but it's picked up by Ronan Mulligan. He loses possession. It's kicked now by Kieran McMonigal. Shane McBurty skillfully picks the ball up. That's good play by McBurty. He certainly looked good in possession. Gives it to David McGinley. McBurty's away in another run as well. McGinley looking for support inside him, steps inside his man, sails a couple of dummies, knocks the ball across to the far side looking for Stephen Crossan, but well, Crossan a good shoulder there, and it'll come instead to Kieran Harn. Kieran Harn's fouled, push from behind, and it's going to be a free in, and Kevin Wunson coming across to take this one as well. But certainly apart from Shane McBurty, Michael, the St Eunan's forward line somewhat disappointing.
Very, very disappointing, and I think it's the immobility that's causing the problems there. And the other thing is we have the centre field now running through with the ball instead of releasing it immediately and giving the Ardara backs time, as it were, to cover back and close off the options.
This frees from about 26-27 metres out. It's about 12-15 steps in from the far sideline onto the seated area, kicking towards the River Finn end. Kevin Wunson has got the height, but he hasn't got the accuracy because it goes wide off the far post as he looked at it, tried to curl it in, but it didn't curl round for him. It was hit relatively straight and was never really going to trouble the goal post. Brendan Roach, former minor manager, this minor team of course in the charge of Tom Crossan, Noel Cassidy and Dickie McGranahan. John D'Early and Pat O'Donnell in charge of the Ardara team. Out comes the ball again, up they go, and Well, our Ardara man very unlucky on that occasion. It was A. Brennan, got hands to it. Ronan Mulligan has it. Ronan Mulligan's close to the sideline. He's been forced back the way towards his own goals. He needs support inside him. Mulligan done very, very well there. Gives the ball in. That wasn't a good pass, but the ball will come to Paddy Gibbons. Paddy Gibbons played corner back last year. Paddy Gibbons shot half block. David McGinley trying to get there, but didn't get there, and St. Eunan's now in a bit of trouble. Adrian McClafferty getting back quickly to close it down. McClafferty did very, very well, because he was second favourite really there. Gives it into Paul O'Dowd. Paul O'Dowd coming out from his full back position. His good blocking again, that's been a feature of the game. Hughie Lennon dives in to get that one, but loses possession again, and here comes Ardara. Ardara have a spare man on this occasion. It comes to John Brennan. John Brennan is fouled from behind, and there's going to be a free, and there's going to be a booking for one of the St. Eunan's players. I think, in fact, it might be Lawrence Maguire, but I'll just confirm that for you in a moment.
That's one of those dangerous tackles, hooking the player's leg when he's just about to kick the ball, and all credit to McBurty, to a referee, for entering into the little bit. It was indeed Lawrence Maguire, first man to go.
And this will be another opportunity for Ardara to take the lead. Jonathan Boyd scored all 3 points for them so far, and he's got another chance here. This one is just on the fringe of the large new D, which is there to keep players out when the penalty's been taken. It's about 20, well, maybe 30 metres out, but in a fairly central position. Here comes Boyd, chips it, looks pretty good, and he's very happy with it. His 4th point of the game. So after opening with 2 wides from frees, Jonathan Boyd has now scored 4 in a row, and Ardara lead by 4 points to 3. 28 minutes going on the watch, but emphasise again the loss of Connell Doherty, a big blow to Ardara, but they've responded well to that. There was a long delay while he was being attended to and carried off, so there'll be plenty of injury time. David McGinley's been the best fielder of the ball on view so far. He's fouled there. Shane O'Donnell's gone on a run. Kevin Winston's in it full forward, but couldn't get to that one. It's picked up instead by David Diver. David Diver tackled, but gets away, but well, they almost lost possession, but he did very, very well to get the ball to Kevin Byrne. Kevin Byrne kicks it away to Ronan Mulligan. Ronan Mulligan loses possession, however. Good tackling by Ardara. Quick ball in now. Adrian McClafferty wasn't able to get it, and Peter McHugh's onto it, and he's got a man inside him. Peter McHugh trying to work his way in, plays the ball across dangerously. There's a chance, and there's a goal. Sean Hina takes the goal very well, but it was young Peter McHugh who did all the work, and Michael, that was really a case of St. Eunan's losing possession in a very dangerous position and being made pay for it.
Yeah, I think that we said earlier on that they weren't moving the ball. That ball could have been moved before that. Ardara got possession, a very quick punt up along the wing there. The forward was inside the back, but all credit to that. That was an inch perfect pass across to Hina there. All he had to do was tap it, and one couldn't fault the goalkeeper in any way.
No chance for him to kill. Extend their lead to 1-4 to 4-point lead, and Peter but is picked up instead by Jonathan Boyd. Jonathan Boyd strong in possession. He's been tackled and tackled well. Well, he seemed to lose possession and pick it off the ground, and the referee says he did, and well, he's appealing about something. Paddy Gibbons is not happy about something either, and certainly the temperature beginning to rise here in this minor final.
And that was actually the 29th minute, the first score from play.
The first score from play is a goal. The ball forward. David McGinley took his eye off it. He got both hands to it but couldn't hold it. The ball's knocked forward again. Adrian McClafferty's had a good game at centre half back. He's fouled, and Shane O'Donnell's in a bit of space, but he knocks the ball forward looking for Kevin Winston. Kevin Winston not able to get there on that first, but he has it now. Kevin Winston trying to get in around his man. Strong in possession is Kevin Winston. He shoots and puts the ball over the bar. It's St. Eunan's first point from play comes from Kevin Winston. Good strong play by him. And the Letterkenny side are going to need more of that from their star forward if they're to get back into this game, because their forward play has been pretty poor so far, and that's reflected in the fact that that's their first point from play. Winston has moved into corner forward, and Kieran Harns moved out to corner forward. Winston's moved into full forward. Conor Curran with the kick out again from the 21 metre line. David McGinley went forward but misjudged the ball completely, and John Brennan has it. John Brennan well tackled by McGinley. Comes to Ronan Mulligan. Well, late challenge there, and Mulligan not too happy about it. Took a bit of a knock, and he's looking for support, and there's no support available, and he's going to have to hit this ball long, and long he hits it. Shane O'Donnell trying to get onto it. The ball comes well fielded by Shane O'Donnell. In fact, a couple of strong challenges, but O'Donnell has it and gives it out there to McMonigal. McMonigal has a man inside if he sees him, but he's giving it into Harn. There's a chance here for St. Eunan's. Harn goes to ground. It must be a penalty. And it is a penalty, and the first quick release of the ball. Our Ardara defence not too happy, Michael, but they have no complaints.
No, that's the first time that we saw that whether St. Eunan's were listening to it or not, that they released the ball quickly, and we saw immediately once the ball is released, backs are have problems because they don't get time to cover up. And all credit to young Harnan, he came in there at the back of and behind to create the extra man for them.
So a penalty and a chance for St. Eunan's to get back on level terms. Kevin Wunson, the man to take it on the 14-metre line. Conor Curran facing him. Here comes Wunson. Wunson shoots and sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. The goalkeeper went to his right, and Wunson knocked it neatly into the left-hand corner. And it's St. Eunan's 1-4, Ardara 1-4. So certainly St. Eunan's responding very, very well to going 1-4 to 3 points down, coming back with a point initially. A good point, their first point from play from Kevin Wunson, and then a good sweeping movement. Shane O'Donnell did well, gave the ball into Kieran McMonigal. He found Kieran Harn. He was fouled by the combination of the goalkeeper and the defender, and Kevin Wunson knocks the resulting penalty into the net. So the sides are level, and out the ball comes to midfield again, and Ronan Mulligan going in there. Mulligan does very, very well. Paul O'Dowd comes out and gets the ball, but he's under pressure, knocks the ball forward for Kieran McMonigal, but Ardara surround the situation there, and Francis Diver has it. His shot's half blocked. A lot of good blocking going on in this game. Picked up by Peter McHugh. Peter McHugh with his right foot swings the right boot, but he swings it wide. Peter McHugh's a good little forward. Played for the Ardara senior team early in the campaign, and also played very well for their under-21s early in the championship as well. They're still in that championship, in fact. And McHugh is a lively little forward who puts himself about and certainly finds space very well. 32, almost 33 minutes gone, but we're still in normal playing time really, because there was a long stoppage. Paul O'Dowd's kick-out's not a good one. Adrian McClafferty got a hand to it but couldn't take it, but there was a foul then by McClafferty on Francis Diver, so there's an opportunity now for Jonathan Boyd to score what would be his 5th point. He's accounted for all the Ardara points, and they've all come from frees. Ardara have yet to score a point from play. This one's inside the large D, so it's about 25, maybe 26 metres out. Slightly left of centre, ideal angle really for a right-footed kicker. And after those 2 early wides from frees, Boyd has showed himself to be a more than capable free taker. Here he comes again. Chips the ball straight over the black spot, and his 5th point, Ardara's 5th point, and it's Ardara 1 goal and 5 points, St. Eunan's 1 goal and 4, as we approach half-time in this minor championship final here at McCool Park, to be followed of course by the senior final at 4 p.m. between Niamh Columba and Ardara, Niamh Columba and Killybegs, excuse me, who beat St. Eunan's and Rua respectively. And between those finals, of course, we'll have the presentation of the 1970 St. Joseph's side, which took the championship by beating Ross's Rovers, and Highland Radio are delighted to be sponsors of that event. Shane O'Donnell surprisingly back taking the kick out, and Paul O'Dowd, who was partnering on beautiful feeding, but he gives the ball away then. The ball kicked out. Hughie Lennon seemed to be fouled. The referee concurs with that opinion, and it's a free to St. Eunan's close to the dugout area. Hughie Lennon will take it himself. Stephen Crossan wanted a short one, but he gives it forward instead, looking for Harn. Kieran McMonigal should get this one. He gets it, in fact. He's got support inside him from Paul O'Dowd. Paul O'Dowd's got support from McGinley, but he gives it back to McMonigal instead. McMonigal goes to ground. He was fouled, and it's going to be a free, and Wunson, I think, fancies coming out to take this one.
St. Eunan's are moving the ball a lot more now than they were earlier on, for getting players moving off the ball as well, to making themselves available.
Kevin Wunson's come out to take this one. This one's about 48 metres out. He takes a short one into David McGinley. McGinley turns onto the right foot, gives it to O'Dowd. O'Dowd with a chance to score, and O'Dowd takes that chance and puts the ball over the bar for a good score there from Paul O'Dowd. He's moved out to midfield, and Shane O'Donnell has moved back to full back, and he's right in the game. Paul O'Dowd fielded that kick out earlier on, gave away possession, but got on to the end of that quick free taken by Kevin Wunson into David McGinley, into Paul O'Dowd, and O'Dowd over the bar. 3 of the players who played on the senior team here for St. Eunan's 2 weeks ago combining very well on that occasion. So the sides are level again. Ardara 1-5, St. Eunan's 1-5. Referee Liam Brown calls half time, and really, Michael, it's anybody's game.
It's up there for grabs, it's anybody's at all. Ardara took over for a period there and then sat in the middle of the half, but then St. Eunice came back once they started moving the ball quickly. The Ardara backs just didn't seem to have the same grip on them as they had earlier on there. So it's up there, it's anybody's at the moment. The disappointing thing, I suppose, maybe from looking at the thing, is that most of the scores are coming from frees, and we're not getting the fast flowing football that we associate with minors, but I suppose that's all credit to the tight marking.
Absolutely. Well, we'll take a short break at the studio, and when you come back we'll round up the rest of the overnight sport, starting with a look back at what's been a busy weekend in soccer so far. Three matches: Blackburn, Villa, Coventry, Forest and Bolton and Middlesbrough, all finished in draws. So some interesting stuff at the top of the Premier Division. Well, so we'll stay with the action and come back to that, all and the rest of the overnight stuff. Miles has updated you on the golf situation, and of course the Italian Grand Prix on today as well, and of course in tennis the men's final at the US Open will be later. But the second half is underway, about 24 seconds gone. It's a free, and Kevin Wunson, who's already scored 3 points, an opportunity for him to make it 4, but that's a low one. Well, it hit the post, hit the crossbar, it's come back down, and Kieran Harn trying to get there. That was interesting. That could have ended up in the net. Harn looking for support outside him, gives it out to Kieran McMonigal. McMonigal's got support outside him as well, but he decides to play the ball across to the far side. Shane Sullivan holds the ball well. Shane Sullivan goes to ground, but the referee says he touched the ball on the ground. Then looked to me as if Shane Sullivan was fouled on that occasion, but the referee, Liam Brown, decides that he wasn't fouled, and he fouled the ball on the ground, so it stays Ardara 1-5, St. Eunan's 1-5. Ronan Mulligan, good challenge by him. Paul O'Dowd's playing at midfield now. He has the ball close to the dugouts, about 40 metres out. He's tripped, goes to ground. He wants to take it quickly. Kevin Wunson, I'm not sure, Michael, this is a good idea. Kevin Wunson coming out to take all these frees.
Well, when we saw the results of the quick ball there towards the end of the second half, one would have thought that St. Eunice would have continued with that, and when you slow up play like that there, whereas the quick ball, there were actually two forwards loose inside at that stage, and a little punt of 30 yards would have got either one of them and would have created serious problems, and definitely a score was on.
Kevin Wunson, this is about 35 metres out. It's only about 5 or 6 metres in from the far side, the seated area here. And Wunson coming forward certainly has the distance in his boot. Has he the accuracy? It's dropping in dangerously. David McGinley got hands to it. Comes to Stephen Cross, and Stephen Cross's shot's half blocked and is picked up by Jackie McHugh and cleared out, but only as far as Paul O'Dowd. He gives it to David McGinley. McGinley has to move into his right foot. Well, the ball didn't hop up for him, and McGinley now on his right foot cuts that ball across, and the ball goes wide, and St. Eunan's just over elaborating a little bit, but someone got a hand to that in fact, and it's going to be a 45 metre free to St. Eunan's, and again, well, not surprisingly, Kevin Wunson coming out to take it. So we've got 2 minutes and 20 seconds gone in the second half, and St. Eunan's applying the pressure at the early stages of the second half, just as they did in the first half. Just to remind you that Ardara lost their team captain Connell Doherty in the very early stages of the game. He was going through, Adrian McClafferty made a great block tackle, and Connell Doherty was injured in that, no fault of the St. Eunan's defender whatsoever, stretchered off and taken to hospital with an injury. Here comes Kevin Wunson. He's got the height, he's got the distance, got the accuracy, that one's got everything, and that's a fine score from Kevin Wunson. Certainly no trouble about him coming over to this side with his right foot to take frees, but I would just question whether it's sensible sending him way out to the far sideline to take frees with his right foot, when a left-footed player would do much better from that particular end. However, his 4th point, and it puts St. Eunan's into the lead again by 1 point, by 1 goal and 6 points to Ardara's 1 goal and 5 points. Paul O'Dowd and Shane Sullivan are the other point scorers for St. Eunan's. David McGinley misjudged that completely. John Brennan didn't. Knocks it forward. Shane O'Donnell was fouling his man. Peter McHugh takes a quick free, and there could be danger here. The goalkeeper coming out. The ball's knocked in. Well, a good decision by the goalkeeper to come out. Andy Kelly saw the danger. When the ball was knocked down, he was there to take it. Shane O'Donnell knocks it forward, looking for David McGinley. McGinley has it on this occasion. He's got support inside him from Hughie Lennon. Hughie Lennon was tackled from behind, and there's going to be a booking here for Sean Hina. Very dangerous, those hook tackles, as Michael said earlier on. So the young man who's got the goal for Ardara today gets his name into the book for that hook tackle, and always dangerous there to hook a player like that when he's about to kick the ball. And Liam Brown having a strong word there with the young full forward, just warning him against that sort of tackle again. Hughie Lennon from inside his own 45-metre line plays the ball forward. Paul O'Dowd coming on to it, takes it well on his chest, turned looking to give the ball early, couldn't get it, but well, sliding tackle by Paul O'Dowd then just when the ball dropped out of his hand, and it's going to be a free out, and the referee says that it was delayed by Kieran McMonigal, so he invites the Ardara team to take the ball forward. John Brennan does that, knocks it in. Shane O'Donnell coming out ahead of Peter McHugh, good tackle there. Young Martin Bennett picks the ball off the ground, quickly taken again by Shane O'Donnell into David McGinley, back to Shane O'Donnell again, out from his full back. McGinley's free again, he gives it to McGinley. This is good play. Shane O'Donnell on the run again. McGinley has oceans of space in front of him. He's coming up the 21-metre line, he cuts in onto his right foot, drops the ball again, loses possession, but he's still got it onto his left foot now, but just drops the ball into the hand. Well, the goalkeeper almost beaten by a wicked bounce on the ball. It looked to be very simple for him, but the bounce on the hard ground almost took it over his head, but Conor Kern did well, and possession now out on the far side. Ardara anxious to get on with it. The ball's knocked into the middle. Stephen Crossan trying to get back there, but Brennan has it. Brennan knocks the ball forward for Peter McHugh. McHugh has it back to Brennan again. This is good play by Ardara. Well, two dummies there by Brennan. He loses possession, but the referee says he was fouled. The defenders appealed, but referee Liam Brown in no doubt, so it's going to be an opportunity for Jonathan Boyle to get his 6th point of the game and bring the sides back on level terms again. St Eunan's leading by 1 goal and 6 points to Ardara's 1 goal and 5. This free is 23 metres out to the left of centre, so really ideal for Jonathan Boyle. 5 minutes, almost 6 gone in the second half. Kicking towards the river fin end, really ideal conditions. A little bit of a breeze swirls up from time to time away from the river fin end, but otherwise beautiful day here at McCool Park. Jonathan Boyle, no danger of him missing that whatsoever. His first of the second half, his 6th of the game, and it's St Eunan's 1-6, Ardara 1-6, and certainly, as we suggested at half time, two evenly matched sides here. Last year St Eunan's ran away with the lead in the first half, and Ardara came back with a storming second half which saw them score 3 goals and almost snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. But St Eunan's held on with a couple of late scores, but really these sides are very evenly matched today, and the respective team managers are patrolling the sideline. St Eunan's seem to have men posted at every angle of the pitch, and likewise Ardara with plenty of mentors around the vicinity off the sideline. Here comes Shane O'Donnell back at full back, coming to take this one. Kicks a good dead ball, chips this one up looking for Paul O'Dowd. O'Dowd got hands to it but couldn't hold it. The ball goes through to David McGinley. He loses possession, but O'Dowd comes bursting through again. O'Dowd strong in possession, takes a couple of strong challenges. Well, he seemed to be fouled, but the referee says play on. O'Dowd still going. There's a sliding tackle there. The referee says play on. It's picked up by John Waters. John Waters gives the ball back. His attempted clearance is very well blocked. That was very good blocking there, and that was Jackie McHugh in fact trying to clear it, but he takes a very poor free straight into the hands of Paul O'Dowd. O'Dowd plays the ball across to Shane Sullivan. Sullivan's got David McGinley with him. McGinley demands the ball and gets it on the right foot. David McGinley, and that's a lovely score by David McGinley. Certainly a fine young footballer, but that surprisingly is his first score of the game. Playing a sort of a holding midfield role and bursting forward when the opportunity arises. On that occasion, taking the pass and without a moment's hesitation, putting the ball over the crossbar. St Eunan's regain the lead. 1 goal and 7 points to St Eunan's. 1 goal and 6 points to Ardara. Almost 8 minutes gone in the second half. St Eunan's looking to make it 3 minor championship titles in a row. Stephen Crossan misjudged it. John Waters knocks the ball forward to Brennan. John Brennan, half blocked by David McGinley. Good tackle there by Ronan Mulligan. The ball's knocked inside, poor ball there, and Mulligan will have to come on to this, but he loses possession. Paul O'Dowd has it, and now it's Jonathan Boyle. Jonathan Boyle knocks the ball out to the far side. Not a good pass by Jonathan Boyle, and really his centre half forward Francis Diver having to work too hard to get it, but it's knocked inside again, and here comes Jonathan Boyle again, tackled on this occasion by Stephen Crossan. Seemed to double hot the ball. Allowed to go on, knocks the ball in. Goalkeeper Enda Kelly has it. Enda Kelly's tackled inside there, and it's a free out, and the referee gives the free, gives it out to Shane O'Donnell. Shane O'Donnell knocks it forward to David McGinley. David McGinley couldn't take it, comes to Jonathan Boyle. Jonathan Boyle shoots, but that ball's going to go wide. And Michael, it's all a little bit tear him, scare him at the moment.
Because at the moment, St. Eunan seem to have changed their tactics altogether. They're taking those quick free kicks now, and they're moving the ball a lot faster than they were, and they're creating problems for Ardara.
1-7 to St. Eunan's, 1-6 to Ardara. 9 minutes gone in the second half. Later in the day, of course, the senior final, Neath Columba taking on Killybegs. Neath Columba beaten last year, but back in the final again in 1995 against the former champions Killybegs. Shane O'Donnell's kick out. Well, he got away with a poor one, but there's a free there by David McGinley, and I think it was an accidental free, really. He was attempting to get the ball and couldn't hold his footing and made contact with the Ardara man, and the referee says he fouled him. So it's a free in from inside the 45-metre line, and again it's Jonathan Boyle out to take it. Boyle has scored all 6 of Ardara's points so far, and all 6 have come from place balls. Ardara have failed to score from play, and we are almost 10 minutes into the second half of this game. Here comes Boyle again. The long run up, hits it hard, dropping dangerously in near the parallelogram. A lot of hands go up, but the defenders seem to be in control. The ball still on the ground. Paul O'Dowd there. What will the referee say? He says play on, because Brennan has it, but he's been forced away from goals, and he kicks the ball up. Shane O'Donnell trying to get onto it, but there seemed to be a bit of foul in there, but the referee says no, it's going to be a 45-metre free. Good tackling there by the St. Eunan's defenders on that occasion. The Ardara man got the ball up on his hands about the 14-metre line, but he was outside the 21 by the time he had to kick the ball. He was forced out under the weight of 3 or 4 defenders, but the result of his high lob back in is a 45 and another opportunity for Jonathan Boyle. Jonathan Boyle and Kevin Wunson, the 2 ace free takers on their respective teams. 45 metres, pretty central position. Here he comes, plenty of height, plenty of distance, and plenty of accuracy. It's a fine score from Jonathan Boyle, and remarkably that's his 7th point. Ardara's 7th point, and the sides are level again. Ardara 1-7, St. Eunan's 1-7, and just 19 minutes to go in this minor final here at McCool Park, and certainly it's anybody's game. And Michael, I suppose it's fair to say a goal for either side now could make all the difference.
It would be a killer blow to either, because it's even Stevens, as it were, peg for peg there, but that there was a great free by young Boyle, because he was after missing one earlier on, and sometimes that can upset the confidence of the free taker, but he got right back down to it right away.
Shane O'Donnell takes the kick out again. It's dropping inside his own half. David McGinley couldn't get it. Peter McHugh has it. McHugh gives the ball forward there to the far side to Jonathan Boyle. Jonathan Boyle shoots on his left foot this time, but unfortunately for him and for Ardara, the ball drifts to the left of Enda Kelly's goals and wide again. But Ardara seem to have just got control at midfield. John Brennan, big strong player. Brennan again, a very, very good footballer, and Jonathan Boyle's out around that area, and they just seem to be dominating in that area at the moment. David McGinley and Paul O'Dowd need to get back into this game at midfield if St. Eunan's are to become a force in the latter stages. Shane O'Donnell getting plenty of kick-out practice, drops this one relatively short into the hands of Peter McHugh. Peter McHugh going forward, being tackled by Paul O'Dowd. He cuts inside Peter McHugh. Peter McHugh shoots, and again rather wasteful, that ball goes wide. But at the moment Ardara are just dominating around the midfield area, Michael.
They're very much so. The switch earlier on of Paul O'Dowd out to centre field by St. Eunan's paid handsome dividends there towards the end of the first half, but Ardara seem to have regained the dominance they had at centre field there again.
Shane O'Donnell with another kick out from the edge of the small parallelogram, directing things. A little bit of a breeze swirling around here now, and kicks this one high. It comes out well fielded by Adrian McLafferty, and he's fouled from behind. The free is quickly taken by Ronan Mulligan, looking for Kevin Wunson. Wunson trying to judge it and got his hand to it, and down he goes, a free, and he's got movement both sides of him. Wunson, David McGinley's on a run in, but Wunson I think has decided he's going to take it, and I think Kevin Wunson would be better, Michael, on occasions to look for other players. He just slows things down too much.
Well, I mean, everything within 45 metres seems to be Winston free, and it would be, for instance, in that case there, you had McGinley going through at full speed, and had that ball been past him, he would have been on the goal line before the backs even knew he was there.
Well, Wunson perhaps now done the right thing, because he's knocked that straight over the crossbar for his 5th point. 5 points for Kevin Wunson for St. Eunan, 7 points for Jonathan Bale for Ardara. And it's an interesting and a well contested minor final. Not the greatest final we've ever watched. There isn't any degree of great flowing football because the tackling and the commitment level is very, very high. But in terms of excitement, it's pretty good. Connor's kick-out's a good one. The breaking ball, David McGinley waited on. Well, he gets a neck-high tackle, and there's going to be surely a booking there for John Brennan, and the referee with no option. Brennan, I think, his momentum really, Michael, more than anything else, took him into that tackle.
Well, it's one of those things that you get at centre field when you get players coming down after jumping and one of them moving away, you get that. But all credit to Liam Brown there, because it's important that players at the minor level learn the type of things that are just not acceptable in the game. To there, no malice whatsoever intended there, but by the same token, a justifiable booking.
David McGinley takes the free, long dropping ball in, but it's well fielded in there by Hugh Byrne. Hugh Byrne knocked it inside to David Diver. He knocks it out here to the far side to A. Brennan. A. Brennan coming down, Stephen Crossan trying to make up the ground to tackle him, but Brennan has done well, knocks the ball forward. Packy Gibbons coming across here, well done by the cornerback. Good play there by Packy Gibbons. He's fouled, and he's looking for support now. David McGinley's free, but he knocks the ball across to Ronan Mulligan instead. Mulligan with support from Packy Gibbons again. Good play by Gibbons on this occasion. Gibbons bursting forward, takes a strong challenge from John Brennan, goes to ground, gives the ball back to Ronan Mulligan. David McGinley's free, but he wasn't spotted. The ball's knocked forward, the full back comes out and he misses the ball. Kevin Winston's free inside. There could be danger here. Winston's so strong in these positions, but he goes and knocks the ball over the bar. He took a heavy knock as he was releasing it, but just for a fleeting moment there was a goal chance. And Kevin Winston's down in the exact position that Connell Doherty went down earlier on in similar circumstances. Connell Doherty was bursting through and his shot was blocked. Winston seems to be in a fair bit of agony there, Michael, and it would be ironic if St Eunan's lost their star forward in the similar circumstances to Ardara lost theirs.
And the exact same territory there, so maybe it's not just the territory to shoot from there, but it was one of those when you have a forward going through like that, backs are going to come out and they're going to throw everything at you to prevent you if they can from scoring there. He's alright, he's back on his feet again. These heavy knocks you have to learn to take.
Yes.
But when you don't take it in vain as he didn't there, he got his point alright. It's never so bad.
That's right. I see Edmund Brennan has just arrived on the ground to hold counsel just below us here, and a man who I wouldn't say he's missed a senior final here in McCool Park for many, many years. One of the great authorities on football here in the county and a great supporter of the county team, of course. Just below us here at the moment, but well, there's still a little bit of a stoppage. Liam Brown's in there having a word with the corner back and the corner forward. Little bit of nonsense perhaps going on between Shane McBurty and Hugh Byrne, but all's been settled now. McBurty's in at corner forward for the moment. Stephen Crossan's gone into corner forward as well. Well, there was a foul there by Kieran McMonigal on his opposite number, David Diver, under the nose of the referee. St Eunan's lead by 2. St Eunan's 1-9, Ardara 1-7. The free quickly taken, but straight into the hands of Kieran Harn. He gives it into David McGinley. The difference between the two sides perhaps. David McGinley gives it forward to Winston, fully recovered. Winston in possession, being held there by Mark Boyle, but strong in possession is Kevin Winston, trying to sweep away the cornerback. Winston now with his right foot shoots. That's a super score. That's a magnificent score from Kevin Winston. Well, certainly, Michael, those are the sort of scores that win matches.
Yes, that's one of the best scores you'll see at any level of football there, because he was under pressure all the way. He still moved out, made the angle, but as he was making the angle, of course, he was reducing the angle. Well, that's a really great score, and that's the type of score that a man who's confident in his own ability to pick them off takes.
3 points from Kevin Winston, 2 from play and 1 from a free. Separate the sides from 1-7 each to 1-10 for St Eunan's, 1-7 for Ardara. Line ball to St Eunan's. Well, that, in my opinion, was a line ball to St Eunan's, and the Ardara players, well, not surprisingly, felt it was theirs, but certainly looked as if it was an Ardara man that played that ball out to the sideline. Kieran McMonigal fancies it, or is he going to leave it to David McGinley? McGinley demands the ball just in front of his father John, with the white shirt down there in front of us. John Glenn Columkill man, but supporting his son on the St Eunan's side today. The ball's knocked forward, fisted down, but it'll be picked up there by Jackie McHugh, but his shot is half blocked by Stephen Crossan. Comes instead to Kieran Harn. Kieran Harn has it, knocks the ball in there, looking for Shane Sullivan. Shane Sullivan turns onto his right foot, shoots on the weaker right foot, but the goalkeeper Corn holds it. He's tackled by Shane McBurty, but that ball's going to come out. David McGinley's there, will leave that ball and out for a sideline ball. Kieran Harn in a lot of space, but Shane O'Donnell up from full back. Shane O'Donnell steps inside one man, tries to get round a second, gives it back to Hughie Lennon. Hughie Lennon plays a nice intelligent ball out to the far side, but it's intercepted on that far side, and good play by Brennan on that far side. Brennan knocks the ball back there to Mark Boyle under pressure, but he plays the ball out. Shane O'Donnell trying to get ahead of Peter McHugh, knocks it down. It'll come instead to Dempsey. It was Maguire. Maguire loses possession now, and now there's a chance for Ardara to break. The ball's knocked forward, looking for Peter McHugh. Peter McHugh takes it at the second attempt. He's 40 metres out. He's looking for support on the far side. He gives it in to Sean Hina. Sean Hina trying to get there. Adrian McClafferty uses his body to block him. Well, Michael, good looking challenge to me there.
You couldn't say much about that. Hina seemed to hesitate about going for that ball there. Ardara just seemed to have lost that little bit of bite that they showed after they lost young Doherty, and as they want to get back into this game, they'll have to get the pedal down another bit and move up a gear.
Well, there was obviously a word said to the referee, because instead of this free being taken at an angle, it's dead straight in front of goal. St Eunan's light on the goal line. They only have 4 men. Well, now they have increased that to 5, and Hughie Lennon's gone back to make it 6. But Jonathan Boyle comes up and takes his point for his 8th point of the game. Ardara's 8th point of the game, and still Ardara have failed to score from play, and we're almost 20 minutes into the second half of this minor final. But there's only 2 points between the sides, because St Eunan's really haven't been able to get away from Ardara. They've had periods of dominance, but really they've been very short periods on other occasions, particularly at the start of this second half. Ardara were well in control at midfield, but were guilty of several good chances being kicked wide, and that's the reason that St Eunan's lead by 2 points. 1-10 to St Eunan's, 1-8 to Ardara. 10 minutes to go here at McCool Park. Shane O'Donnell takes the kick out. Paul O'Dowd trying to get onto it, got 2 hands to it, but takes it now at the second attempt. Strong play by O'Dowd on this occasion. Kicks it forward, good ball into Winston. Winston trying to go away from Jackie McHugh. Well, the full-back just has to hold him, and if St Eunan's Michael can get quality ball like that into Winston, then he's going to cause problems.
Yeah, they have their half forward, their wing half forwards and wing full forwards now have started lying out to the sideline there, not leaving the whole centre there for Winston to run on to these balls. He's just given a real Peter Canavan type of exhibition here at the moment. 28
metres out to the left of goals. Kevin Winston chips it nonchalantly over the bar. 8 points for Kevin Winston. And certainly this young player, son of the famous Joe Dodo Winston, looks as if he's going to have a great career in GAA football. Very strong, physical player, broad-shouldered young lad, and he's already played senior football. He's played county minor as well, of course, and he is a goal getter and a score getter, and he's the difference in the two sides in terms of the 3 points scored today. But here comes St Eunan's again. It's, well, Shane O'Donnell lost possession out around midfield. Jonathan Bale knocks the ball in here to John Brennan. John Brennan plays the ball forward. Hughie Lennon gets there, takes a heavy challenge, but the referee says in fact Hughie Lennon was fouled. Well, again, I'd question that, because it looked to me as if Hughie Lennon was a man who was fouled on that occasion, but the referee's closer to the action than we are, and
he's calling on the medical.
It's Tom Crossan coming in there. Noel Cassidy's on his way in, and Richard McGranahan. So the full St Eunan's team management are coming in, and I'm sure it won't be all to treat the player, but perhaps to get some messages in to some of their other players. 3 points between them. 1-11 to St Eunan's, 1-8 to Ardara.
The other thing I think that this match is demonstrating the importance of a good place kicker in the game today. You have Jonathan Boyle there for Ardara and Winston, and between the two of them, like, they've dominated all the scoring.
Well, Hughie Lennon's back on his feet again. Play will resume with a free to Ardara, dead straight in front of goals. 41 metres out from those River Finian goals, kicking into whatever little breeze is blowing, but it doesn't appear to be affecting the play very much. Jonathan Boyle, 8 points to his credit already. Here he comes again. The height, the distance, and the accuracy from Jonathan Boyle just held its line enough there. It was curling, it was sort of a hook shot, but it held up well enough to get inside the post. So now there's only 2 points between them again. St Eunan's 1-11, Ardara 1-9, 23 minutes gone, 7 to go. Brendan Roach signalling to his players to get forward, get the ball forward, and really St Eunan's with a 2 point lead, a precarious lead of course, because a goal will turn this game round completely, but Ardara, as we get closer to the end, will feel under a little bit of pressure if they stay 2 or 3 points behind, in that they'll have to go for that goal. Up they go again. David McGinley wasn't able to take it because he was being challenged by 2 or 3. Well, there was a hook challenge there. I'd certainly thought that was a foul there, but the referee on the blind side of it didn't award it. The ball comes back to Ronan Mulligan. Mulligan coming forward, plays the ball forward looking for Winston. Again Winston's in behind. Winston couldn't take it first time. The ball's on the ground now. Winston has to force himself away from goals. Cutting inside now. Winston being held, but he's still got possession. Winston shoots. That's a super score from Kevin Winston. Well, that even was better than the point he got over on the far side, because on that occasion he forced himself away from goals initially, then cut inside, then cut outside, and from a very acute angle, only about 5 metres out from the end line, he curled the ball over with his right foot. 9 points for Kevin Winston, 9 points for Jonathan Boyle of Ardara. Great exhibition from these two young players. And of course the big thing from an Ardara point of view is that every time they go down and score a point now, St. Eunan's come straight back and get the equal or to match it. Here comes Martin Bennett, first half substitute. Hughie Lennon bravely throws himself in. He's had a good game there at corner forward. Kieran McMonigal didn't get possession. Now there's a chance for Jonathan Boyle to go forward. Hughie Lennon back to tackle him again and fouls him, and down he goes, and there's an Ardara man who will require treatment here. I think it's, and I'm not actually sure who it is, to be quite honest with you. He's flat out on the ground. It looks like A. Brennan, who's down holding his elbow or his arm. David McGinley showing some concern there for his county minor colleague, and Hughie Lennon gets his name into the book as well. Richard McGrannon having a word with him, but Hughie Lennon's had a good solid game in there at corner back. He's gone in on a couple of occasions when it was vital for someone to put themselves about, and young Lennon certainly didn't hesitate in doing that. But the result is a free. Jonathan Boyle, an opportunity for him to get into double figures with his 10th point of the game. Still treatment here from John D. Early for young Brennan. It's a shoulder injury, in fact. It's higher up than the elbow, but he looks as if he's going to be okay. 5 minutes, just less than that to go. 3 points between them. St. Eunan's 112. 9 of those points by Kevin Winston. Ardara 1-9. 9 points by Jonathan Boyle for Ardara. Here he comes, just over 21 metres out. Up he comes, and 10 points it is. Great display of pace kicking by Jonathan Boyle, but the amazing thing is, of course, that Ardara have yet to score a point from play in this match. All 10 points have come from the boot of Jonathan Boyle, and all 10 points have come from place balls. And Michael, really, in a minor final, you can't expect to win if you don't score from play. Well, that's the thing. You would expect at minor level, with the fast-flowing game that you should get there, that scores will come fast and thick from play. But that's not the case here. The ball played over to the far side, a little bit too much weight on it there, really, and it's going to be a line ball to St. Eunan's. Lawrence Maguire takes it, plays it up, looking for David McGinley, one of the stars for St. Eunan's today, trying to get away from Brennan, knocks the ball in, but Kieran Harn wasn't watching the play. The ball's knocked out here to the far side. Ronan Mulligan in with a very good tackle, good play there by the half-back. He's got a man inside him, but he decides to shoot himself, drops the ball in. The goalkeeper coming out, Stephen Crossan going across there, tackles the goalkeeper. The referee says play on, comes to Mark Boyle. Mark Boyle's clearance coming very close to the sideline, and David McGinley will let that one go out over the sideline. Paul O'Dowd is completely free, but David McGinley has decided not to take him. And McGinley from 40 metres from the sideline drop kicks the ball across, looking for Shane McBurty. Ronan Mulligan goes on to it, the half-back. Well, he couldn't hold it, and it's picked up by Jackie McHugh. Jackie McHugh plays the ball out. Shane O'Donnell and Peter McHugh going for it. McHugh has it, but he's inside his own 45-metre line, plays the ball forward. Paddy Gibbons comes forward, went to his knees but couldn't get possession, and a chance now for Ardara. Stephen Kildare on that far side making up the ground. Stephen Kildare plays the ball forward, and Adrian McClafferty does very, very well on that occasion. He had to do well because his team would have been in trouble if he hadn't. The ball knocked out to the far side, picked up on that far side by Brennan again. Brennan's fouled, and it's going to be a free to Ardara, quickly taken into Jonathan Boyle. Jonathan Boyle, perhaps the first point from play, is it? He shoots and he puts the ball over the bar. That's his 11th point of the game, and it's Ardara's first point from play. 2.5 minutes to go, and there's just 2 points between them. Excuse me, just 1 point between them, I should say. 112 to St. Eunan's, 111 to Ardara, so just 1 point between them here, and it's still anybody's game. Are we going to see a draw? Will it go to a replay, I wonder? St. Eunan's have led by 3 points on a couple of occasions in the second half, but credit to Ardara, they've come back on both occasions to bring it down to the minimum. Here comes Shane O'Donnell again, looking for David McGinley. Possession's vital now, and McGinley's got it. He's got a man free in the form of Harn, but he gives the ball instead to McMonigal, but McMonigal was robbed, and the ball seemed to be picked on the ground by David Diver, but the referee says play on. Here comes Abe Brennan. Maguire trying to close him down. He gives the ball forward to Hina. Hina on his right foot shoots, and the ball is over the bar. An equalising score. His first point off the game. He got the goal earlier on. Sean Hina getting the equalising score. It's now Ardara 1-12, St Eunan's 1-12. St Eunan's guilty of giving away possession again on that occasion, and now possession will be so vital because we've got about a minute, just over a minute plus injury time to go. There will be a little bit of injury time for those stoppages, but Ardara have scored 3 points in a row from Jonathan Boyle free, Jonathan Boyle play, and Sean Hina from play. So after going the entire game almost without scoring from play, they've now scored 2 points from play to get this things back in level terms. Here comes Jonathan Boyle again. Jonathan Boyle steps round the tackle, followed out trying to get back to him. St Eunan's need to be careful not to foul. Boyle still going, seemed to have gone a long way, but he shoots. It's going to drop in. Our Ardara men have men inside. The goalkeeper comes out, but the referee says that someone was inside the square. And that's a strange decision, Michael. Didn't look to me as if anybody was inside the square there.
No, because that ball was a long time in the air. There would nearly be icicles on it coming down there, which meant that the forwards had ample time to travel on.
Shane O'Donnell took a short one and takes it back again from Ronan Mulligan. Knocks the ball up looking for Kieran McMonigal. Kieran McMonigal's beaten there by David Diver. Good play by David Diver. McMonigal has it now. McMonigal inside his own half, plays the ball forward looking for Winston, but the play, well, it's through to Winston, and now there's a chance because he's in behind the defence. Kevin Winston going through. Kevin Winston goes round the goalkeeper. He's still got a chance. Kevin Winston shoots and the ball's in the net. St Eunan's have snatched victory here, and who else but Kevin Winston? Well, the defence badly caught. It was a good sideline ball there by Kieran McMonigal. The defence all went for it along with 2 forwards, but Winston, as he tends to do, lay back, got possession 21. McMonigal inside his own half, plays the ball forward looking for Winston, but the play, well, it's through to Winston, and now there's a chance because he's in behind the defence. Kevin Winston going through. Kevin Winston goes round the goalkeeper. He's still got a chance. Kevin Winston shoots and the ball's in the net. St Eunan's have snatched victory here, and who else but Kevin Winston? Well, the defence badly caught. It was a good sideline ball there by Kieran McMonigal. The defence all went for it along with 2 forwards, but Winston, as he tends to do, lay back, got possession 21 metres out, raced forward, went round the goalkeeper. Defenders got back in the line, but Winston cracked the ball into the roof of the net. A well taken goal. A great goal because he shook off about 3 or 4 tackles, and even at one stage one felt he had overcommitted himself, that he should have got rid of it, but no, the man was confident enough on it. He made no mistake about it. Up goes the ball again. It's not over yet, but there's a foul there on the St Eunan's defender, Adrian McClafferty, who's had a fine game. David McGinley took a bit of a slap when that kick out came, and he seems to be holding his mouth. We've moved inside injury time. Michael, really disappointment for Ardara because they came back so well. Very much so, because they were in the driving seat there for the last 5 minutes there, but it's an indication again of how important it is in today's game to get away that early ball, to release the ball immediately, take the quick free kick, and for players to make themselves available there. But it's players like Winston are the type of fellows you can keep them quiet for 59 minutes, and all they need is 30 seconds and they can change a whole game. Absolutely. Well, 2-12 to 1-12. Well, it's really got exciting in these last stages. It's been exciting because it's been close all along, but really got exciting in the last 5 minutes with Ardara coming back with 3 points in a row to level it, but then St Eunan's breaking away, and once Winston got that ball in his hands, he was just outside the 21 metre line, perhaps a little bit further. He had only one thing in his mind, and he achieved that. David McGinley now has possession. David McGinley's shot's blocked. It'll come to Shane McBurty. Well, McBurty should have got that ball up, but he didn't. But Paul O'Dowd has it. Paul O'Dowd shoots, but that one's going to go wide. But St Eunan's won't mind because there's almost 2 minutes of injury time gone. Kevin Winston asks referee Liam Brown how long's to go. Dennis McGrenner, the umpire, having to retrieve a football there. The ball goes forward. Shane McBurty got one hand to it, couldn't take the ball, but Ardara with perhaps a last opportunity to get the ball forward. David McGinley couldn't take it. Here comes A. Brennan. Lawrence Maguire trying to close him down. Brennan going through, a goal required by Ardara. Brennan still going, he's still going. There's a chance here, there's a man inside, but great interception by Hughie Lennon. The cornerbacks had a cracking match, a double hop there it seemed to me, but anyway, he still got possession. Well, that was a vital interception there because there was a goal written all over that movement. But here comes St Eunan's again. They've got the spare men forward now. Ardara trying to close their ground down, but Paul O'Dowd's going to be tackled from behind, tackled well from behind, and well robbed there really by Martin Bennett. But the referee says that Martin Bennett was fouled. Vital interception by Hughie Lennon there, Michael. Of course, but one would have to say that Brennan took the wrong option there. He had 2 players free on the right. Here comes Adrian McClafferty, one of the stars again of St Eunan's, centre half back, but his attempt at, never seen so much blocking in a game in my life. The ball knocked forward, and this is going to be picked up by Diver. Diver gives it out to Hina. His point seemed as if it was going to get them a draw, but he's fouled on this occasion by Lawrence Maguire. Wants to take it quickly, knocks the ball down. Peter McHugh trying to get there. Shane O'Donnell right with him, just 5 yards inside the sideline. But McHugh's so tricky in possession. A goal, of course, would send it to a replay. Here comes Hina. Hina shoots. The ball's half blocked. Who'll get this one? Maguire. Lawrence Maguire has it. He's got Kieran McMonigal inside him, but what's he going to do with it? Well, he kicks it straight across into the hands of A. Brennan, but there goes the final whistle, and St. Eunan's have won it. St. Eunan's 2 goals and 12 points. Ardara 1 goal and 12 points. It really got exciting in the end, but Michael, a total of 1 goal and 9 points for Kevin Munson. A remarkable return really, and perhaps the difference between the two sides.
Well, you know, we've heard a lot about Kevin. We've heard how he has been performing for St. Charles and that, and people within the county were inclined to knock him, but I think today he demonstrated just why he is so highly rated. That goal in particular there in that last goal, apart from some of the frees that he took, only players with exceptional confidence are prepared to take on 2 or 3 backs, and when others would attempt a shot at goals, he still held on to that ball till he got everything right, till he got the goalkeeper out of the way and then buried it. Certainly an exceptional contribution, but I would also have to mention Adrian McClafferty at centre half back. He had a tremendous game there, and time again when those waves of Ardara forwards came forwards, McClafferty was the man that either got in the way, got a hand to it, got a boot to it or something like that, and his contribution I feel was immense.
Is there a Downey's connection there somewhere?
Well, I'm not right sure. We have a lot of McClafferty's round Letterkenny there, but I don't know whether there is or not. But apart from that, whether it's from Downings or whether it's from America, I'm not in the least bit worried. But I would have to say that he did contribute an awful lot there. And the other thing that I think made a big difference there, the moving of Paul O'Dowd out there to centre field. He had that bit of grit that was needed around the centre field there. He's the type of player who goes in, he's robust, and he upsets players who aren't prepared, as it were, to mix it there. His contribution too was tremendous.
Ardara,
and of course McGinley, I can't.
Absolutely, McGinley had a fine game.
Great game altogether.
Yeah. Ardara 112, St. Eunan's 212, so 3 minor championships in a row for St. Eunan's, 93, 94, 95, and no St. Eunan's teams have achieved that since 72, 73 and 74. And who captained the St. Eunan's team in 1972?
Charlie, you've got me with a complete left hook. Charles Collins.
Very good.
Bovril.
Very good.
And Bovril Senior.
No, this boy here, 72. That's only, 23 years ago, for God's sake.
So I thought I saw the pension book sticking out of your book.
Not a bit of it. Not a bit of it.
Very good, Charlie.
The RPO, they wouldn't give you credit for anything here. Hey! God save us and bless us. I started that run in 72 for them. What's that one?
No, I said didn't because we could have went down another avenue there. But that all said, Charlie, is it time now for the St. Eunan's senior team to take a leaf out of these minors' book?
Well, I mean, it happened. St. Eunan's won 72. Remember here, we won the double actually. The minors won and the seniors won. It was a great day for St. Eunan's that day. Great celebrations. I'm telling you. But I mean. St. Eunan's have had enough minor titles in recent years, Michael, to have a very good senior team.
Good senior team. Pio, you might have noticed there was about a 30 seconds delay there when he asked me that question. What actually happened was I was on one knee genuflecting.
We're getting a bit of stick here now from Brendan O'Neill here too. Pio, we better go back and take a break, and of course the senior game, the presentation has just taken place here, and St. Eunan's captain Kevin Munson's got the ball. The senior game, of course, Niamh Columba versus Killybegs, 4 p.m, but we'll be back before that. For the moment, we'll take a short break, and then it'll be Miles to update you on the news of the Italian Grand Prix, and of course on the Walker Cup, and indeed the Lacombe Trophy in golf. After this, Miles Gallagher. We beat Donegal by 5 goals and 14 points.
Liam Brown had to give the free in there. That was square ball.
No.
He was going to make it a draw at that stage.
That's right. There's no square.
It was going to be a draw at that stage. And then he didn't expect him to get a goal up here.
That's your man, Brennan. Yeah. That's your man, Brennan. The pass across to the
Free out down there.
Where's come up with?
Connell Doherty would have made the difference.
Now, it's a very nice gesture of putting Ardara to attend in the Guard of Honour for the Youth 19 minors.
Hey? Aye, oh aye.
Hey, don't be bumming up there.
See a decent stricken.
Push it up. Watch it up.
I'm making neat boy. That's well below the belt.